Konami has released the greatest structure deck and perhaps one of the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh products of all time. Last night, they revealed the Cyber Dragon Tactical Tri-Deck, which might be the translation of structure deck, but this is unlike any structure deck I have ever seen before. Normally, a structure deck is worth it if it reprints a $15 staple and the rest of it is trash, but there's probably $100 worth of value in this $8-ish deck pack. No, $7. Let me explain. To start, they give you a solid Cyber Dragon core deck. Sure, they only have one Nashter, which isn't ideal, but does it matter? Cyber Dragon is exactly the archetype that should be pushed for beginners, an anime favorite that has the potential to end on Omni Negates going first and powerful OTKs going second. Konami should have done this years ago, but I'm not going to complain as it also comes with Therion King Regulus. This is effectively unsearchable, but it is an Omni Negate, a large body, and it's constantly live. This is a good place for beginners to try it out and see if they like it or not. A searchable kaiju with Jizukuru is also important, as it can help new players understand the power of non-targeting, non-destruction removal. They also put in 2 Galaxy Soldier because this was pretty much just the kid in a custody battle between Sidra and Galaxy anyway. Glad to see him for the weekends. Oh, and it also just comes with 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Max C. Yes, you heard me right. 2 copies of 2 hand traps each. The Salamangreat and branded structure decks flew off shelves because they contained 1 copy of Ash. Getting 2 alongside 2 Max C pretty much just sets you up to play at a local level. Now you might be thinking Konami is being cheap. 3 Ash and 3 Max C is the standard in the OCG. They're forcing you to buy another. Excusing the fact that, again, the deck is like $7. They're not really making a killing off of this. It's because the rest of the pack is full of more bangers. And if you want more Yu-Gi-Oh vids that are 100% bangers, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We are growing fast. Join the ride. In the spells, you get more of the good Sidra stuff. 3 Emergency, 2 Power Bond, and a Repair Plant. But you also get great techs like Clockwork Knight, which turns all the monsters on the field to machines. This plus a Cyber Dragon means you can casually wipe an opponent's board unsuspectingly with Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, which is obviously included. More non-targeting, non-destruction removal is always welcome. But the real gem in this pile of more gems is Triple Tactics Talent and Thrust. A $40 card is available in a $7 pack, alongside so many other staples. Thrust is one of the strongest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, being able to search any generic normal spell trap if your opponent activated a monster effect in your main phase. However, that spell trap can only be activated that turn if your opponent controls a monster. As mentioned in my previous video about the application, this can be used to set negates or floodgates, and going second and grab a variety of board breakers. And now it is affordable for the entire Yu-Gi-Oh player base. And right now, Triple Tactics Talent is a super common staple in Snake Eyes. It's incredibly powerful right now, and every deck is running it. I have never seen a structure deck product include this many staples before in my entire life, and we still have not seen everything yet somehow. You get a copy of Raigeki, Feather Duster, and 2 Lightning Storm. These generic going second staples are great to have in a deck like Cyber Dragon especially, and continue to fill out a new player's arsenal with every type of card they will need. It's one thing to make a structure deck that has a solid main deck to play, but if you buy 3 of them for like 20-ish bucks, you have a complete main and side deck that you can comfortably take to locals and even major events. And we finish off the list with 2 Called By and 1 Forbidden Droplet, so even if the format switches from current non-engine, you will be ready for it. The 2 traps are Infinite Impermanence and Red Reboot, giving you the best target for Thrust going first, and an amazing tech card anytime a new player is getting frustrated against a stun deck. And stun decks have been on the rise in our Tier 0 Snake Eyes hell, so building a pack for that in mind is kinda big-brained. I would wish they would just ban all of the unfun floodgates, but giving us all the back row hate in the game in one pack is the second best way to deal with it, I guess. The extra deck isn't anything mind-blowing, it's just the standard Cyber Dragon stuff. Keep in mind, the extra deck is pure Cyber Dragon. No edgy 2000s boys are coming along like they did in the main deck, but it is literally every single playable Sidra fusion you would want. I'm not crying over them neglecting to put in Cyber Eternity Dragon. Alongside it, of course, the Xyz and Lynx to round off every core extra deck monster you will need. As a bonus, it also comes with Almirage, which is a good way to send the smaller Sidras to the graveyard, and Sky Striker Azalea, a $13 card that on summon can destroy any card on the field. This is also fantastic removal, and the self-destruction shouldn't be too common, considering how many broken spell cards come along in this pack. I don't even know what to say now. And even if you have zero desire to play Cyber Dragon, buy buying 3 of these is still one hell of a steal. Right now, a single thrust is like $40. For half that price, you can get a playset of thrust and a playset of every main deck staple you will need to play modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I can't remember the last truly affordable format. It feels like there's always been some sort of staple or boss monster that costs a kidney in order to acquire. I'm hoping this is the first step by Konami to not only help new players getting into the game, but keep it reasonable for everyone trying to compete at their respective level. The fact that in Master Duel you can get any card you want is one of its biggest appeals, and I hope the TCG follows in that example. If you told me a structure deck like this was gonna come out with even half the staples mentioned, I would think you're attention seeking and give you a wedgie. But no, this is real, man, and this is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, this product is like 15 years late. Yu-Gi-Oh! Should have always had an avenue for brand new players to get into the game and affordably have access to all the good cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, all of them. You could have high rarity versions and sets and let collectors and those who want to splurge enjoy. But if you just want to play the game, it should be very affordable. It's cardboard. And anyone who disagrees that the game should be comfortably affordable is either a sleazy scalp a vendor or just an idiot. But better late than never for this deck, and I am struggling to find criticism for this pack. I guess my only one is that I wish they printed a piece of broken support alongside it. Cyber Dragon is not a super good deck right now, and maybe an insane piece of legacy support would help it a bit more. But remember, it's very easy to just keep asking for more and more with a product, so to be clear, I am beyond content with this tactical tri-deck, except for one potential issue. See, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is affordable in the OCG. Even the most important staples are reasonably priced. That's not the case in the TCG. Here, we increase the rarity of anything and everything that is mildly playable, and staples often cost hell of a lot more than just $40. I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried about this structure deck even reaching our side of the world. And even if it does, there's no guarantee we get all the cards mentioned before. And no, I'm not talking about Max C and the 2 called by. Yeah, that's going to be adjusted reasonably. Hopefully they give us like 2 Valor and a Dark Ruler instead. That will be good enough. But we've had structure decks in the past have their best staple replaced with some innate 50-cent garbage, all because Konami TCG is trying to squeeze out every penny they can of us idiots playing their insane card game, and they have the audacity to expect people to buy this crap. Konami TCG can be some slimy bastards, and I will be truly surprised if this releases with all of the money cards in it. But this set is not only one of the greatest products ever released, but miles ahead of that awful 2-player starter set garbage they released on us in the beginning of the year. That was one of the worst products Konami has ever released. In fact, it was so bad it was the catalyst that made me finally want to say something, and I started my whole channel. If you want to see the origin of me, here it is. It's not great, but the ideas were, in my opinion. Though in a strange way, I have to thank that product, as now I have a hobby I enjoy and people to discuss about it in my little corner of the internet. Thank you all for hitting 4K subs on my dumb rant channel. I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. This is BreadBoyWeeb, signing out.